Mario not only pioneered the platforming genre over 35 years ago, but helped save the industry as a whole. Super Mario Odyssey is almost the culmination of all those years of growth and iteration. Can a game, released in 2017, in a well-defined genre, take an old formula and make it feel fresh? What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. I, as always, am Matt Tuna Turner, and today I've got a review of Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. Now, you probably don't want to listen to me gab on too much, so why don't we get right into the review. When Nintendo announced a new Mario game was coming during an E3 Direct, the world erupted. They then said it was going to be in the same vein as Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, and I think I heard gamers everywhere scream in joy. This is something we've been asking for since Galaxy 2. 3D land and world were fine, but we wanted a return to form. And the best part was, it was being released just a few short months later. And Nintendo delivered, taking some of the best parts of all his 3D outings and combining them into a new and wonderful adventure. In Mario, you go from kingdom to kingdom, collecting moons to power his spacefaring ship, the Odyssey. Each one of these kingdoms is like its own little mini sandbox, or diorama, similar to the levels in Mario 64. Except these ones are complete with their own currency, shops, costumes, and other collectibles. You can complete these kingdoms in almost any way you want, meaning revisiting these kingdoms feels fresh on every visit. Plus, collecting all the moons is challenging and fun. You would think this would make it very easy to add new kingdoms through DLC, but fun fact, no. This doesn't appear to be on Nintendo's plans. Some of the kingdoms are absolutely huge. Thankfully, you can teleport to a flagpole you've already come across. The major gimmick in Odyssey is the ability to possess objects and NPCs. This actually replaces the power-ups. Gone are the Fire Flower and the Tanuki suit. Wah wah. However, you are able to do some seriously neat things. To do this, you simply throw your cap at something. This is necessary for certain puzzles and can also make finding certain moons easier. Not to mention, possessing a rampaging T-Rex is a lot of fun. Mario's new friend is called Cappy, because what else would it be called? Not only can Cappy possess almost every NPC and enemy in the game, but it can also be used to extend Mario's jump and overall range. One of the best things about Mario Odyssey is that once you defeat Bowser, the game isn't over. There's a whole second part of the game to add more replayability to an already 20+ hour experience. Plus, if you're a completionist, getting every last Power Moon will keep you busy for hours. Mario Odyssey makes full use of the Switch's features. Collecting moons or beating down baddies is great on the go and at home, and while there are extensive motion controls, you don't necessarily need to use them. Mario's controls have been mostly tight over the years. Nintendo pioneered the 3D platformer with Mario 64 with tight controls, slipped up a bit with Sunshine, but knocked it out of the park with Galaxy 1 and 2. Mario Odyssey feels like a bit of a step backwards, just because of its implementation of motion controls. The default controls also didn't work for me, but thankfully, they can be customized, so jumping with Mario can feel right, regardless of your playstyle. All of Mario's tricks are back. The wall jump, triple jumps, all of them. This time though, there are added motion controls. The motion controls are used to throw Mario's enemy possessing hat. This is great if you play the game with attached Joy-Con and with the Switch docked, but if you play in handheld mode or happen to own a Switch Lite, or if you're playing with the Joy-Con grip, it's actually quite cumbersome. I was all in on motion controls during the Wii era. They were new and fun, but I'm older now, and quite lazy, so I'm kinda over them. The game does encourage you to play without the grip and docked, or with the Switch on a kickstand, but I preferred handheld mode, or playing on my big TV. While it was still possible to get through the puzzles, I found all the button combos to be a burden. My only other gripe with the way the game controls is the camera. I was playing a ton of Breath of the Wild, and going between the two, something was lost in the way the camera controlled in Odyssey. As I mentioned earlier though, it's completely customizable. Super Mario Odyssey has a lot of little nods to the franchise's history, whether it be through the plethora of costumes, or the Sunshine-inspired challenge stages, or the straight-up 2D platforming. Odyssey relies a little on that nostalgia, but weaves it into the game so it's not the only thing going for it. This, complete with lots of Easter eggs and musical cues, makes Mario Odyssey feel instantly familiar, even if you've never played it before. The overall theme of Super Mario Odyssey is travel. It's in the name. An Odyssey is a long and adventurous journey, and this game really takes that to heart. The menu in this game is in the form of a travel pamphlet. It shows you the map of the kingdom you're in, as well as some neat little travel tips or sightseeing notes. It's a really nice touch. The graphics in Mario Odyssey are easily the best in the series, which really shouldn't be a surprise as it's on the newest Nintendo hardware. There's a great attention to detail, like Mario's clothes getting sandy in the Seaside Kingdom, and the cutscenes are funny, fresh, and cute. Each kingdom feels unique and new. It's not just a simple desert world or a forest world. Serious thought went into how each kingdom was played, felt, and discovered for the user. In Mario Odyssey, Bowser is up to his old tricks again. The story of Mario games are usually the same, so there's not a lot of originality here. This time though, Bowser is making a really concerted effort to marry Peach, and keep Mario from spoiling that big day. This is probably the closest Bowser has ever gotten to marrying Peach. He had the service planned and everything. After Mario fails to save Princess Peach, he is abandoned in a strange area where he meets a ghost who goes all poltergeist on his iconic red cap, the aforementioned Cappy. Apparently, his girlfriend was the tiara on Peach's head when Bowser was trying to force Peach to marry her. So, with a common goal in mind, the two set off, but they need a way to get around. Conveniently for Mario, there is a spaceship, shaped like a top hat, abandoned in that very same area, but it's run down, and Mario must collect moons to get it going again. After collecting enough moons and powering up the ship, Mario and his newly possessed hat are off to rescue Princess Peach and Tiara all over again. Mario then travels from kingdom to kingdom collecting moons and defeating various bunnies until he finally meets Bowser, and you can probably guess how that goes down. As has also become the norm in 3D Mario games, beating Bowser is not the end of this game. There's a whole second story and even more moons that only become available after beating Bowser. At the end of the day though, do we really play Mario games for the story? Not really. It's all about the gameplay. So, the final verdict for Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. For the gameplay, there's excellent level design, seems to be platforming at its best, the kingdoms are great to play in, and there's near endless collectibles. So I gave it a 10. For the controls, they're simple, they're tight. I found the camera to be a bit off, and the motion controls are meh. I wish they weren't so necessary, so I gave them a 9. For the presentation, best graphics in the series, excellent soundtrack, love the Kingdom, you can't see this but I'm doing air quotes, tourist pamphlet, and I love the Tramble theme. So I gave it a 9. As for the story, typical Mario fare, and the overall world was decent. So I gave it a 7, which brings the total for Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch to a 9. Now, a 9 is a really good score for Super Mario Odyssey. It's a near perfect game, I thought, in my opinion. Of course, that's just my opinion. Why don't you let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, if there are other games you'd like me to review, please let me know. I will continue to do more reviews. I'm going to continue to try releasing videos on Thursdays or Fridays, but I do this all on my own, so it is not always possible. Sometimes I fall behind just with some of my other work. So it would mean a lot to me if you guys jumped on that subscribe button and perhaps mashed that little bell for notifications to keep you in the loop of when I will be uploading videos. And yeah, any help would really be appreciated. All your comments and engagement really helps out the channel. So if you do like what you see, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.